Hello, one and all present here. This is Amit Kumar Singh, and welcome everyone to my class of risk management and derivative. And in this class, I'm going to discuss hedging using future contract, which is very important concept. And in this class, I'm going to discuss the problem which usually comes every year in Bangalore University exam of 10 marks for the subject called risk management and derivatives. You can see the problem like this. Question number 10. So in this question, they have given the portfolio of a person, that person who have invested in four stocks. Okay, they've given probably at what price that person has bought this stock, how many number of shares he has bought, and what are the individual beta for these stocks, and then the cost of capital is given, where the rate of interest is given as compounded continuously. I believe if you have fair knowledge about compound interest, then you must be aware about the concepts of simple interest, compound interest, continuous compounding. In the case of continuous compounding, we believe that the rate of interest changes every second. Okay, so for the in the case of continuous compounding, we use a formula that amount is equal to P e to the power RT. We use this formula in the case of continuous compounding. Okay, so here we assume that the rate of interest changes every second. This is a formula for determining principal. We use this formula. Okay, so this is basically the foundation of cost of carry model which we use for the valuation of a future contract. So in the case of future contract, you see the formula future value is equal to present value into e to the power RT. This is nothing but it's just an extension of the concept of continuous compounding. Okay, so I hope you are aware about that. In case if you are not aware, I believe I have made enough videos in the finance section where you can go through to get more knowledge about that part. Okay, so the rate of interest here is given as 16% per annum, which is continuous compounded. Okay, the portfolio, here they have given the portfolio of a person where this person have created a portfolio where he have invested in four stocks. I believe in portfolio management subject you studied about the logic of creation of portfolio where we try to prefer to include those stocks in the portfolio which should be negatively correlated. Okay, so beta, what is beta? Beta is a factor which measures the systematic risk on the stock. So if we have the factor beta of stocks, we can understand how sensitive is the stock with respect to the one. Those stocks which have beta more than one, they are aggressive stocks, and those stocks which have beta less than one, those are defensive stocks. So beta gives us a clear picture about the sensitiveness of the stock with respect to the market. Fine. So then in this question, they have given us the current Nifty value, which is given somewhere around 9380. Then they have given the Nifty future can be traded in the unit of 25 only. They have mentioned that when you are trading over index future like Nifty, okay, so if you want to trade on index future like Nifty, then you have to buy a lot of where each lot will consist of 25 units of the Nifty. Okay, so like I hope you are aware about the future contract, option contract, forward contract. That basic knowledge is very important. So in India, when it comes to trading over the derivative market, we are not supposed to trade over the forward contract, which is basically OTC based instrument. So if you are looking to trade over the derivative instrument, probably for hedging purpose or for speculation purpose, then compulsorily we have to invest only on futures and option contracts. Okay, so when we talk about these futures and option contract, we have 1 month, 2 month, 3 month contracts. Okay, and when it comes to financial futures, they expires on the last Thursday of every month. Okay, so here why the data of Nifty is given because this person, whatever his name, Mr. Kashi, so Mr. Kashi, he's using Nifty for hedging his portfolio. somewhat like a cross hedging. You can understand because probably the Nifty, because this person has created his own individual portfolio, which may or may not trading over the market. So because his own individual portfolio is not trading over the market, so the only possibility what this person can have is to look for hedging alternative over Nifty. So this person is considering Nifty as in hedging option. So probably because this person have a concern that the value of his portfolio should not fall down, so the value of portfolio should not fall down. That is his concern. That's why he's looking for Nifty. That's why he want to take short position over the Nifty contract. So for this person should know the beta of his portfolio. In order to work on the beta of the portfolio, what we can do, we can do that assessment of the beta of the portfolio. So if I have to calculate, because this person have invested in different stocks, okay, in different proportions, so I need to calculate the beta of the portfolio. I need to calculate the beta of the portfolio. So the beta of the portfolio, the formula what I'll follow, that formula what I'll follow is the summation of weight of each stocks in the portfolio into individual beta of the stock. So how will I find the weight of each stock of the portfolio? So for determining the weight of each stock, what I'll do, I'll find the weight by dividing the market, by dividing the current market capitalization. I'll divide the current market capitalization of stock I, whatever is the stock, okay, of stock, whatever is the stock. So each stock we want to find, right, the weight. So what I'll do, I'll divide the market capitalization of that stock with the total market capitalization by the total market capitalization of the portfolio. I'll divide this with the total market capitalization of the portfolio. Okay, come talking about market capitalization, how will I find the market capitalization? So the market capitalization, if I want to find the market capitalization, so the market capitalization of any stock, if I want to find the market capitalization of any stock, that is nothing but that is equal to the market price of the stock. That is equal to the market price of the stock into the number of share outstanding, into the number of shares outstanding, into the number of shares outstanding. So by multiplying the market price of the stock with the number of share outstanding, I can find the market capitalization of the stock. Okay, once I find the market capitalization of each stock, I can find the total market capitalization of the market, and by dividing the current market capitalization of the stock with the total market capitalization of market, I can find the weight of each stock. Once I find the weight of each stock, then I can find the beta of the portfolio. Clear, right, everyone? So here, what I can do, I can write those stocks in MS Excel, and I'll do calculation in MS Excel. I'll suggest you can do the same thing by using notebook and pen. I'm doing the same thing in MS Excel. I hope calculation wise nobody can have any problem, because right, by using calculator you can do it very easily. I'm doing probably on MS Excel just to save your time and my time. Clear, everyone? In case of any doubt, feel free to use the comment option, and you can ask in numbers of doubts there. So you have different securities, okay? So you have different securities, AKSP. So AKSP market price per share, then number of share, 48.5, 48.5, then 332.68, 13.99, then 292.82. So these are the market price. The number of shares are given to you: 673, 480, 673, 480, 721, and then 358. Okay, so now you can find the market capitalization of each stock. The point of doing MS Excel is to, you can see this, I don't have to repeat my steps. So this is the value of the portfolio. Okay, this is the total, this is your value of your portfolio. This is your value of your portfolio. Remember that, because ultimately you're trying to protect this value only, right? Then weight. So if I want to find the weight, this divide by this, fix this cell F4. Once you get the weight, you can multiply the weight with the beta. So you can see the beta of the portfolio is 0.92. So you understood this, right? Beta of the portfolio is 0.92. So 0.92 means what? It means that if market change by 100%, your stock will change by 92%. If market change by 10%, your stock will change by 9.2%. Because positive beta basically means your stock and market both moves in same direction. Normally, the beta of the stock are normally uh, positive only. Okay, so you can understand that way. Clear everyone, right? So you know the value of the portfolio, you understood the beta of the portfolio, the calculation. Okay, so here the current value of Nifty is 9380, and Nifty can be purchased in 25 unit only. Okay, futures for September are currently quoted as 9540. You can see it is trading at premium, and October is 9820. Okay, so those values are given to you. You are required to calculate beta of the portfolio. I already calculated. Theoretical value of the futures for contract expiring in September and October. So the theoretical value of future contract that you will calculate by cost of carry model. Already I have mentioned about cost of carry model. I hope you still remember in the beginning of the class I was talking about cost of carry model. Normally for future contracts we talk in the term of cost of carry model, while for option contract, we talk in the term of Black-Scholes Merton model, or we'll talk in the term of binomial tree model when we talk about options valuation. The reason of doing the valuation of the stock is to calculate the quantitative value of the underlying stocks which is trading in the derivative market. So that we can gauge the value of the stock. Is the stock is undervalued or overvalued? So that way, this theoretical value of the future contract actually help us. Now coming to this problem, September contract, October contract, I want to determine the theoretical value. You can see this contract are taken in April. So if you have taken the contract in April, so how many months get over for September, May, June, July, August, September. So means 5 months for September and 6 months for October. So for those who are September expiry contract, their life is 5 month contract, while those who are October expiry contract, their life is 6 month contract. Although, as per my knowledge, we have only 1 month, 2 month, and 3 month contract which are trading over the exchange. So we don't have anything called 5 month contract or 6 month contract. But let it be. It is given in the problem, so we'll do that. Okay, so it is given, so we can do that. So the current value of Nifty is 9380. So you can see this, the current value of Nifty. The current value of Nifty is 9380. R is 16% compounded, uh, compounded what? Continuous compounded. R is 16%. Time is 5 months and 6 months. So the time is 5 month contract. If I talk about Uh, so this is 5 month contract. So 5 by 12 year. So F is equal to S naught E to the power RT. So the theoretical value of September contract. So the theoretical value of September contract is 9380 E to the power R 0.16 into T, 5 by 12. So I can find the theoretical value for September contract, that is 9380 into e to the power 0.16 into 5 by 12, 0.16 into 5 by 12, 0.16 into 5 by 12, 0.16 into 5 divided by 12, that is 0.066, that is 0.066. So some values are given here, so we can check there 0.067 or 06, that is 1.0693, that is 1.0693, correct, right? Yeah, 9380, right? 9380. So 9380. So you'll get 1026.65. 1000, 10,000, right? 10,026.65. So this should be the theoretical value for the September contract. Similarly, if I want the theoretical value for October contract, so this would be 9380 into e to the power 0.16 into 6 by 12. So means F is equal to 9380 into e to the power, this is 0.08. So that is 1.0833. That is 1.0833 into 9380. So the F value is equal to 1.0833 into 9380, right? Into 9380. 9380. 10,161. This is 10,161.35. This is the theoretical future value for the October contract, and that was the theoretical future value for the September contract. So although we don't have 5 month, 6 month contract which are trading over exchange, simply for solving this problem, I just considered the value whatever is given. So when we talk about continuous compounding, we believe that the rate of interest changes every second, and you know how dynamic is the currency market or derivative market. So we need to little bit vigilant to observe their movement. So normally instead of calculating the return day wise or year wise or month wise or quarterly wise, we assume instantaneous movement, and for that we use continuous compounding. Anyone, any doubt, any question you want to ask, feel free to ask question by using chat option. Ask me, anyone, anything. Now the question, what comes in our mind, that we know that uh, Mr. Mr. Kashi is gonna use Nifty contract to take short position on Nifty, and by that, Mr. Kashi want to hedge his risk over the Nifty, the concern over his portfolio, that the value of his portfolio should not fall down. So because he's have his concern, so he calculated the beta of his portfolio. So definitely he's gonna take short position on the Nifty contract so that he can hedge his risk over the fall in the value of his portfolio. So the question comes, uh, what would be the number of contract? How many? What would be the number of Nifty contract? What this person can short so that he can hedge his entire portfolio until October. So that is the question. So to determine the number of Nifty contract, you know that when it comes to lot size, then one contract means you need to buy 25 units, right? Correct, right? So the value of portfolio, you know already what is the value of the portfolio. So if I talk about the value of the portfolio, if I talk about here the value of the portfolio, so the value of the portfolio is 307,243.25. 307,243,243.25 rupees. This is the value of the portfolio. Okay, so you know the beta of the portfolio, you know the beta of the portfolio, that is equal to 0.92, right? That is equal to 0.92. This is the beta of the portfolio. This is the value of the portfolio. Okay, so when it comes to exercise price of Nifty, so October Nifty exercise price, exercise value price is how much? October Nifty exercise price is how much? 9820, right? 9820, correct, right? And one contract means 25 units. So the number of contracts you need to short, the number of contracts you need to short, if you want to take position on Nifty contract, that would be 307,243.25. That is the value of his portfolio. Divide by value of one Nifty contract. One Nifty contract is equal to how much? 9820 into 25 into the beta of the portfolio, which is equal to 0.9. This gives you the number of contracts you need to short. So if I use calculator to find this value, 307, 243.25 into 0.92 divide by 9820 divide by 25. So 1.15. So probably you can say 1.15, you are getting the answer. So you can say one contract or something. So she should take short position on one contract. So that one contract will ultimately help him to hedge the hedge over the value of his underlying asset, because ultimately what this person don't want, that the nifty should not fall. If nifty will fall, definitely the value of the portfolio will fall. So if the value of portfolio will fall, then probably the short position on nifty contract will would help the person during that time. Clear, everyone? So I got to know the number of Nifty contract what he can short, and that way this person can hedge his risk over over the value of the underlying asset. Normally, whenever the long position holder or the short position holder, whenever they take position on the Nifty contract, okay, so or any index future or any other stock option contract and a stock future contract, everyone has to deposit an amount with the exchange. The amount is called as a initial margin. Okay, so initial margin what everyone deposit with the exchange. Exchange does not keep that money idle with themselves. Exchange follow mark to market settlement till the expiry of the contract. And any movement, if any of the person account touches maintains margin, they get a margin call from the broker to refill the account back to the initial margin so that the contract can continue. Otherwise, if the person does not refill, means it means that the value of the portfolio what left in one person account would be the gain of the one person, while for the other person it would be the loss, and the contract that moment only gets seized out. So initial margin is a concept. It's like a collateral which both long and short position holder they pays to the exchange probably whenever they get into the contract. So the their future contract. So by you can understand. So I hope you understood what all we have done in this class. So with that intention, it's time to say goodbye to all of you. Thank you everyone. Bye.